There's always been this air of belief and this popularity when it comes to certain videos where people will talk about Call of Duty being dead. I always remember watching Thunderstruck Gaming, not Thunder's original channel, his subscriber upload channel. And one of the things that kind of sort of slowed me up from watching it a little bit, and it's not his fault, it's just what people post in, but I can see where they were coming from, was that people would post in a lot of videos that were titled, "Is COD dead? Such and such, the COD killer. Will COD ever make it back? Will COD be great again? What the problem is with Call of Duty nowadays?" That seemed to be the common trend, and I understand why that trend was there, because a lot of the people who were uploading to those kind of community channels and things, they want to engage the audience in the best way possible, and their way of engaging is first of all by getting their attention. That's the whole thing with titles and thumbnails. It's to get people's attention. You could have somewhere out there may be the greatest commentary on earth around a game or around Call of Duty or something like that. There's some guy out there somewhere who has created the most fluid, fluent and beautiful commentary that sounds great to the ears, makes sense, and hits upon so many points that you cannot help but walk away from and go, wow, that was powerful, that was hard hitting, I feel almost emotional. But there's a possible chance that that guy never put the right title in with his video, or he never put the thumbnail with the, by the way, on the last video I put an arrow on there just to take the piss. I've never put a red arrow on any of my videos, and I thought I'm going to stick a red arrow on there, yeah. But there's arrows pointing out, oh, you won't believe this, COD is this, and stuff like that. So obviously, these people have to get people's attention. It's their one chance, their one hit. I'm going to put a video out there and it's going to say COD is dead. And after watching so many of those videos and hearing people's opinions about where Call of Duty is going wrong, where it's dying, we've all got them. We've all got these opinions about where the game and the franchise has failed so much over the last few years that eventually you start to get a little bit fed up of hearing the same old thing. So, you may be asking yourself why I have titled a video that says something along the lines of, I'm not sure because I haven't titled it yet, but it's going to be like, is Call of Duty dead? Is it officially dead now? I don't know. Answers on a postcard, please, and I'll title it from that. But the reason I've waited up till now is because I think at this point now it's DEFCON 4. It's got to that point where it was leading up to it, the whole sort of falling and failing of Call of Duty was a kind of dress rehearsal from a movie perspective, from a theatrical perspective. It was the dress rehearsal, it was the lead up, it was the build up. Things are looking bad, things are looking bleak, they're getting worse, maybe it can pick itself back up. And now with Infinite Warfare and Modern Warfare Remastered, I feel that it's almost gone beyond. It's gone beyond the point of repair. And I'm going to tell you a couple of reasons why. These are my reasons why. You may not agree with them, but this is just my own personal feeling. Basically, I think that the whole release of Modern Warfare Remastered could have been the definitive thing that could have dragged this thing from the whole space age, and it's getting too complicated, it's getting too crazy. They've missed the point with the simple things like connection and hit detection and hit registration and playability. That's the whole thing we all want. You can put as much innovation and creativity and map design and lane systems and whatever, insane guns with laser beams and spider drones that run around and stick to you and explode. You can do all that, but just the playability is the core and key thing that you need to concentrate on. That is the thing that will drag people in and keep them coming back for more. But aside from that, something like Modern Warfare Remastered is the thing that could have detracted away from that and made people say, do you know what, I'm not having fun with this, but this Modern Warfare Remastered is the thing that's going to keep me playing all year for the next 2-3 years. Yeah, every time I used to post, I've been posting older Call of Duties for such a long time, even up until, I don't know, when was the last time I posted an old Call of Duty game? It was probably before Black Ops 3. So let's say Advanced Warfare, I was posting older Call of Duty games. And surprisingly enough, they were getting more views than my Advanced Warfare gameplays, because people do hold a certain place in their heart for the older games. They still feel something deep inside that says, God, this brings back so many memories. I remember the days before the whole people being uber competitive, people just went in there for a good time, for a few games. It wasn't too sweaty. You had a couple of sweaty guys, but that's fine. It didn't matter. People were just there to have a good gaming experience, meet up with their friends online, have a chat, share a few jokes, a few beers, and then sign off and go back to their normal everyday life after living this imaginary tale in this world of war where they stood shoulder to shoulder with their comrades who they were down in the pub with earlier that evening, and they killed a few people and then went back to life. That was how Call of Duty was. So when I would throw the older Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 uploads up, people still had an element of interest, but you still obviously had the core element of people who were into the newer stuff saying this is old, this is too slow, you've got to get some advanced warfare gameplay, it's the future. So people would see Modern Warfare Remastered as being the Hail Mary of the game edition. The only problem is, and I don't know how many people who are raving about Modern Warfare Remastered actually played the original, especially when it was in its prime, but Modern Warfare Remastered is nothing like Call of Duty 4, the original Modern Warfare. It's nothing like it. Yeah, it looks like it to a certain degree, and the maps look more spruced up and very vibrant, very bright, very sort of sharp edges to everything. Everything looks crisp, but the playability and the fun factor for me, and this is just personal, has gone. And the reason for that is because it's almost like the hit detection and the hit registration both alike. There's no differentiation between the two. It's not like, oh, the hit detection's crap but the hit registration's unbelievable, or vice versa. It just feels to me now that everything is like super hardcore, like Call of Duty Ghost hardcore, and that's not what I'm into, because I used to rush very fast, very forward, not thinking about what I was walking into, and I had this air of confidence that I could cope in Call of Duty 4, whereas when I played Modern Warfare Remastered, it was totally different. I found myself really almost dubious about stepping out into the open because of what was waiting in line for me. An M16 from that guy there, an M16 from the guy in the window there, an M16 from that person who is behind the person who missed me, but it's okay because the guy standing behind him picked up the pieces and got the shot in there first. So it's not just my opinion, because I'm looking around on the internet. I can't see any of my subscribers uploading, any of my subscriptions uploading things like Modern Warfare Remastered. I've seen one or two, and then people have gone back to Overwatch, gone back to Destiny, totally ruled out Infinite Warfare in itself, and are now playing things like Battlefield. And that speaks volumes, because people were excited. It was powerful, it was playable, it was slow, but it wasn't sluggish. Now Call of Duty 4 feels like you're dragging your feet around in mud, and it's hard to turn and it's awkward. And also, yet again, they've added this sensitivity system, which I think needs to go. They need to go back to the original sensitivity. Something like Call of Duty 4 doesn't need a vertical sensitivity change, because there aren't people flying through the air. All it needs is that one sensitivity change and keep the fluidity and the motion of the character moving, instead of feeling like it's got some kind of drag on it. Everything feels draggy. So, my own personal opinion is that Call of Duty now is officially on its last legs. There is nowhere else they can go. And the worrying thing is that if this is the future of Call of Duty with the whole Modern Warfare Remastered, if they are bringing us a taste of things to come in the sort of boots on the ground era, then they haven't done a really good job of it. Especially if they say next year, hey, by the way, it's going to be Modern Warfare 2 next year. You'll think, oh my god, Modern Warfare 2, one-man army, danger close, noob tubes now will wipe out 50% extra of the map as to what they did before, and they will be easier to reload, and it'll just be crazy, and the explosions will be more severe, and god, I don't know, I'm scared to even imagine it, I really am. So that's just my two penneth. I'm sorry if you disagree with it, but that's just how I feel. I feel like it really is on a massive steep decline, and I can't see how it's going to get back. I wish it would, though. That is the one thing I wish it would. I've got too much of a fondness for this game to see it just end up in the trash and down there with the dirge, cast away with the sodomites covering its backside up against the wall, worried it's going to get buggered to death. It has to make some kind of comeback. There has to be significant changes that bring it into this day and age where the movement system and the playability is as fluid as it once was back 8-9 years ago when things weren't as advanced. The systems were slower. You can now go and buy an Xbox for like £15, whereas I remember my first Xbox was like hundreds of pounds. It's the software and everything's just so dated, but it just seems so much better. They've got to move with the times. Sharpish. What do you think? Do you think Call of Duty is now officially dead? Do you think it's dying? Or do you think Modern Warfare Remastered is the thing that saved you from giving up all hope on first-person shooters because you're not a Battlefield fan and it's good, it's a good medicine, it's a good sideline for you to drag your feet to and play anytime you feel fit? Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good weekend. Much love. Apocalypse done.